Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Casey, and today I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, Brandon Brooks, a CofC graduate, drummer, and entrepreneur based here in Charleston. From the perspective of being a freelance musician, he understands the necessity to be able to brand yourself on and offline as an artist, leading to his creation of JYVE, a mobile program that facilitates the connection of music scenes, allowing artists to find work and venues to find talent. On top of this, he also works as a partnership specialist at Palo, the first online solution that helps connect communities and possibilities of their innovative platform. To speak more on his ongoing ventures, please join me in welcoming Brandon Brooks.
How's everyone doing? Good. My name is Brandon Brooks, like she said. I appreciate the introduction. I'm guessing that was from LinkedIn. Is that right?
Say again?
Is that from LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. That's a very formal introduction, but I like to be pretty informal. So I'm obviously very young, 26 years old. Grew up born in New Jersey, in the great state of New Jersey. And I grew up in Greenville, South Carolina. Went to a high school called Government School for the Arts and Humanities. And that's kind of where I found my music passion, or my passion for music, I guess. And I wanted to study music, so I came down here to College of Charleston, spent a year here, and then I went up to the University of the Arts, came back, and graduated. A bunch of stuff happened within that, which I'll cover a little bit, but that's kind of what gave me the background of where I studied, where I'm from, and stuff like that. Before I get started, is there anyone in here who is a liberal arts major? Yes. Congratulations. What's your name? Chastity? Jackson. Very nice to meet you. Anyone else? Yes. Communications. What's your name? Olivia. Okay. Jackson. Olivia. Yes.
Communications.
Also.
Alina.
Okay, cool. Anyone else?
Political science.
Okay. What's your name?
George.
George. Nice to meet you, George. Anyone else?
Political science.
Political science.
Andrew.
Andrew. Anybody else? Okay, y'all the coolest ones in the room, by the way. I just want to tell you that. Because I started out as a liberal arts major as well, studying music, and I came to this very classroom and I saw a poster for Entrepreneurship 200 in the music school. Had no clue what that word was or how to spell it, but I was interested in it. Talked about starting a business, being your own boss kind of thing, and learning more about business. And that was really appealing to me as an artist, because when you get a degree, in any sort of performing arts, whether it be dance, music, or any sort of visual arts, you have to learn how to sell yourself, right? And that's one thing that we didn't really learn over there. It's because we learned the actual performance part of it, the actual theory and application of it, not actually how to make money in our environment. So I came here, I think it was 2014, very long time ago, 2014, September, and we had a task to basically come up with an idea that we wanted to pitch, elevator pitch from the class, and then basically that's going to be our project for the rest of the semester. So I stood up in a very shaky voice, had no clue how to talk in front of people, especially with an idea for 60 seconds, how to get that out. And I said, I want to create an app that helps musicians get more gigs, and helps fans see where those musicians are playing, and helps venues basically book these musicians. And it was a cool idea, but that's all I had. It was just like, cool, we had 60 seconds of an idea. The name was Book Me a Gig, which I'm sure none of you would actually download an app called Book Me a Gig to figure out where live music is happening. But with that being said, like, that got me into the idea of like, wow, how does this work? Like, I can make money as a musician. I can make money as an entrepreneur. Wait, these two are kind of the same thing, right? We're always trying to figure out streams of income as a musician. Especially as an entrepreneur, that's our number one task, is to figure out how to make money. So that got me into is it Perfect Pitch, or is it called Wild Pitch now? Perfect Pitch competition, or is that's the movie, Wild Pitch. Whatever the competition is at the end of the semester, and I ended up pitching in front of Sotilli Theater. I was scared to pitch in front of Sotilli Theater because I was just a musician. In my head, I was just this liberal arts major. I had this cool idea, not someone who could actually start a business. So with that background, one of the things that I think I want you to take away today is heart. Like, do you have what it takes to actually start a business and run it and be successful at it? Do you know what it takes to actually start a business, run it, and be successful at it? Because oftentimes with these business schools, we're seeing people like Steve Swanson, who sold his company for hundreds of millions of dollars. We're seeing big successes like that. but we don't understand what is the in-between. How do I get from this seat to here and to be a Steve sponsor, right? So that's one thing that I'm still learning. Definitely this last 12 months has been a pretty interesting journey. I'll go over that shortly, but it's that's one thing that I've taken away from this last 12 months, so I definitely want to share that with the rest of the team or with the rest of the class as well. It's heart and passion and why you're doing it and you think you're doing it. So who here wants to start a business? Raise them high, raise them high. Okay, cool. Who here has started a business? Okay, what's the business?
Videography, photography, marketing for like clubs, bars, DJs, artists, and nightlife scene.
Okay, cool. How long ago did you start that?
I started that probably like last semester, and I've been doing it since. But in high school, I've been doing videography. I did it for the fishing industry, more specifically the fly fishing industry.
Yeah. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Don't give up. Just keep on doing it and make yourself more valuable than anyone else.
Yeah.
So if that means doing free work, do free work.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome, man. Awesome. Who else started a business? Yes, sir. What's the business?
I do basketball training and I host camps and leagues and stuff like that.
Okay. What was the biggest challenge that you faced?
Part of it is just like proving that like when I was young, so I started like in high school, so just like that like I knew what I was doing and like building that network and reputation.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Anybody else start a business? Oh, that's awesome. My hands. What's the business?
It was like an advertising company when I was in high school in New Jersey, actually.
Okay.
I think the biggest problem I had was probably the legal side, like policing and like paperwork and taxes and people stealing money and that kind of thing. All those things sort of happen. So.
Yeah, that's funny. So what you guys mentioned are things that will forever be happening in businesses. So I'm glad that you are taking that time to learn this now. Okay, so cool. So I'll start where I picked up with where I left off with JYVE. So back in 2014, going to the qualification competition. I did not win that, but it got me into the ICAP program, which is now Impact X. And throughout that semester, spring semester of 2015, I was put with 2 developers as well as a business major to basically develop the idea of JYVE. And that was a great experience. Speaking of which, little plug, Impact X is starting applications next week. You should definitely do it, especially for your liberal arts majors. One of the best things that could happen to you personally in plug. 2 later on. But no, so that kind of got me to, let's say, spring of 2015. We had somewhat of a business model. We were out there in the field trying to get interviews from venues and get feedback from musicians and things like that to see if this is actually something that one of my friends would use, but also musicians as well as venues would use as well. Fast forward to August of 2016, I get to school for August 2015, get to school for my last semester. Everyone bells are. My entire team that I had for ICAT decided to do something else. They wanted to focus on this project, was the word that they explicitly used. So now I'm in Dr. Shaver's class, business planning class, and now I meet my business partner, Will Burgundier, who is also a musician and also an entrepreneurship minor at the time. So we're trying to figure out, okay, cool, this team just left, like why did they leave? I don't know how to develop a product. I don't know how to market a product at this point. I don't really know how to sell the product yet. It's not a product. I just know that I'm passionate about music and I like talking to people and I want to make this thing work. So we developed a business plan, developed the business model further throughout that entire semester. And then we ended up making up some connections, some networking events and stuff like that. We meet some people. And then we finally meet these developers that we decided to kind of bring part of our team and actually create the product. So from 2014, September 2014 in this room up until February of 2017, JYVE was just an idea. It was just a business model that I wanted to do. This idea that I had, idea that I pitched at the school competition that got me into this awesome accelerator, but I didn't have anything to show for it until February 2017, which is when we finally launched on both Apple and Android stores. The biggest thing I learned about that is that people need to know you're launching a product if you want people to download the product. So, number one, we were kind of in a fight with Apple on the day of, funny story, that we actually almost didn't get to release our product on that actual day. So an hour before the actual event started, luckily they accepted our app for review, and we had people downloading it. So that was a lesson in itself, and just getting into the market, getting people to understand that this is what you're doing. It's not just a project. For me as an artist, I was a little self-conscious about that because as an artist, I want my art to be my art, so I'm ready to show it to the world. But as a business, it's like people need to know this if you want people to buy this, if you want to be successful doing that. Okay? So we fast forward to, let's say, May 2017, we got into this tech conference, got accepted to pitch this tech conference called Collision in New Orleans. We were there setting up a booth. It's our first time as a team, like all here together, trying to get the word out about JYVE, trying to see who's interested, definitely trying to find investors. But we definitely were not ready for that yet. So we ended up pitching, and out of 600 companies, we got the top 3 finalists in that actual conference, which is really cool because it put us on a different stage of not just this Charleston company. This is an actual tech conference that people are looking at, tens of thousands of followers are looking at this live stream video with at least 5,000 people in the actual room. So that was a cool experience because it validated in my head what the idea of JYVE was and how people would perceive it and how fans, at least consumers, would actually use it. So that was cool, little validation there, but still really had no business model. Still didn't have any traction in terms of actual customers. So that was a big part that we had to really understand first, which I would recommend if you're going to start a business. Definitely try to figure out how to make money first before you do a cool product. Like it was a great app, great looking app, but we didn't know how to make money. We're just trying to make this cool idea come into fruition. So that being said, after the conference, we spend the next couple of months trying to go through what a business model looks like. Try to figure out how we're going to talk to these people, how we're going to talk to musicians. Are we doing too much by trying to market to musicians and venues and bands? Should we just make it just musicians for right now? Should we make it just venues? We didn't know what to do, so we're still at this point in the drawing board. Now, mind you, this has been now three years now since I first started the idea, so this is my 3rd year. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to make money, how we're going to get actual customers and stuff like that. And then we finally built a way for basically artists and venues to communicate through the app and actually book them through the app. So it was like the first thing that we actually did that was pretty exclusive to JYVE. None of our competitors at least had done something like this, to where I can say as venue, as Uptown Social, I'm looking for a pop band, and if Brandon Brooks' name comes up, I can select Brandon Brooks, I can check out his music, I can see where he's played at before, I can see what styles of music he plays, I can request him right through the app, but also I can communicate right through the app. So the whole genesis then became, okay, cool, we understand that the music process exists of emails, of Facebook messages, phone calls, and then people dropping by. That's 4 different channels that can cause error, right, in communication in the actual booking process. So we thought if we just bring it down to one streamlined place, how will this look in our industry? And that's what we did. So we eliminated all the use for emails in terms of music booking. We eliminated use for showing up at a venue when a bar manager's busy and they don't want to talk to musicians about booking them. We eliminated the use of calling people back and forth to try to cut down that time of the back and forth. Now it's not like, hey, I want to play at your venue. It's like, hey, you have an open date on January 25th. I want to play there, and this is why I should play there, basically. So that's the genesis of JYVE. That's how basically what we're doing is streamlining the entire music booking experience from beginning to end, from venues actually talking to musicians, musicians talking to venues, and then consumers, the fans, the locals, having direct access to live music in the city. Before I move on to anything else, does anyone have any questions about that, how the app works, the software? Yes?
How do you make money off the app?
So I'm glad you asked. So we have annual contracts that we get the venues to sign whenever they sign up for a subscription contract. So that's our first revenue stream. So our couple of additional ones that we are actually building in the next, hopefully, 3 months are payment transactions. So last year through JYVE, musicians made just about close to $500,000 just because of JYVE. So now we have that proof that, hey, these people are actually using JYVE. It's an actual valid product. What if we took 10% of that and facilitated payments? What if we took 3% of that? What if we took 4% of that and charged subscriptions to musicians? So now that we have that data, now we can kind of go off our additional. Any other questions so far? Yes, sir.
How do you prevent from people just like meeting on job and then contacting each other outside?
Yeah, so you can. You just build a great product to where it calls to do more work to go outside of the app. So right now on JYVE, I can communicate with the venue, but if I want to go outside that venue, now I have to actually, go outside JYVE, I have to actually find that venue's phone number, actually have to find the person of contact, and actually have to contact them, and hopefully see my text message. Yes?
Do you use your own app for to like book your updates?
I have gotten gigs to JYVE. I feel kind of weird sometimes doing it, but yeah, I have. Yes.
How did you pay all the software developers for years while developing JYVE without having a revenue stream?
Good question. So one of my managing partners is a developer, so I brought him on as an equity partner instead. Yeah. Yes.
Is it just a Charleston like local, or is it like statewide? Or
It's a good question. So we have musicians in just about every state in randomly 12 countries, but in terms of our business, we're in Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Greenville, Raleigh, Charlotte, and Pittsburgh, and I think now Austin.
Have you ever thought about expanding JYVE to more than just like musicians, making like everything like a venue needs, like thinking about like catering, like it's not like a bar, restaurant, like videographers, like something like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. We haven't necessarily thought about that aspect of it, but we have thought about including other things like performers, you know what I mean? Like, there's companies out there that have kind of all-inclusive with your event, so if I'm looking for an actor or like a clown, something like that. There's companies doing that kind of thing, but we haven't really thought about expanding out too much because we want to focus in on our niche and make sure we own that first before we Yes.
Have you been getting more artists reaching out to venues or venues reaching out to artists?
So definitely more artists reaching out to venues because for the artists, it's like we're breaking down the barrier of having to show up with, your EPK or like your package, having to shoot the venue, SoundCloud links, Spotify links, Bandcamp links, and having to actually go back and forth with the venue. Now it's like, I can request to play on this open date this venue has. I know they're getting a notification, I know they're seeing it. Yes.
In a perfect world, you get everything you want. What does JYVE look like in 5 years?
5 years? Everything I want. Wow, that'd be awesome.
Like if everything goes right, if everything's perfect with JYVE.
Yeah. Live Nation. So yes, Live Nation would be acquiring JYVE. That would be ideal. So Live Nation is actually buying local venues. I think it's called Music Farm, I think, as well, or called Pizza Music Farm. So they're hitting these regional and local markets because they want regional local talent. So if we have the biggest database of regional local talent, and we have some of this market, why not come and be us, Yeah. That's if I get everything I want, we'll see. Yes, sir.
How do you guys see yourself expanding? Do you have to like go to each different city to try to recruit venues, or is there a way for them to sign up throughout your app itself?
That's a good question. So what we've kind of focused on the last 12 years is building an omni-channel marketing approach. So that's like getting contacts to go through these workflows we have, email campaigns, anything like that. When they open up your email or during this day, we give them a call, saying, hey, you open up blah, 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 do the sales pitch then, do the demo over the phone, over Zoom, and do it like that. So really it's just pumping out contacts and setting up this omni-channel approach. We do understand that obviously having some sort of presence would be helpful. So we're thinking like maybe bigger markets like Atlanta, Nashville, Charlotte, maybe even, maybe New York as well eventually, is having these events, these kind of launch parties-ish, so we can kind of establish our presence there physically, but until then, we'll just be doing that right now. Yes?
You ever think about allowing like talent agents access to the app?
So that's a good question. So actually one of our biggest competitors are booking agents, because now JYVE cuts out the middleman, or the need for the middle person in between, right? I need to go do a booking agent if I have JYVE that has the contact info that I need, But there is, and me and Jared kind of talked about this, and I'll introduce Jared in a second, but there has been talks about how to include that relationship there, because that relationship will always be there. But we'll see. We'll see. Yes?
How did you come up with the name JYVE?
So I was sitting in the library and we was going down a list of names and Googling to see if they were available. And JYVE came about because we thought it was cool, it sounded cool. Our first name that we wanted was JYVE. We know how that's a big term with millennials now, so but that was taken, and so we decided to do JYVE. We spelled it with an I, but that was taken by a big tech company. So we spelled it with a Y, and it was available, so we got it. It just so happens that JYVE is an old record company back in like the 80s or 70s, so e-commerce out. Yes?
So this is kind of two questions in one, but when you say Live Nation like buying into JYVE, do you mean like investing wise or like buying your company out? And would you ever think in the future to have someone like buy your company, or do you kind of just want to grow as long as you can?
Yeah, I mean fully exiting, so that would mean they would require JYVE. Yeah.
So that's like your ultimate goal is to kind of sell it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I still would like to work for the company, but ideally that's the ultimate goal. It's a good question. Yes?
If your plans to fully exit, what's the next idea after JYVE?
Probably destroy all my electronics and go travel for a couple of months and get my hand on my computer and my phone. And then we'll figure it out from there. I do have a couple other ideas that I'd like to pursue, but we'll see. It'd be interesting to see like how I approach that after learning what I've learned thus far and what I will learn now. So, good question. Yes, sir.
What's the biggest value you took away from being here at college?
Biggest value is the connections that I made, I would say, but also seeing the Steve Swansons and the people who are coming up here and saying they sold companies, they started out as a college student. You know, hearing that story, you always hear it in the media and stuff like that, but seeing that be super tangible, Steve Swanson being a college officer graduate, that to me, I would never have come across that in the school of music or in my just daily walk of life. So that was pretty huge. And then from there, going to networking events and stuff like that, having the confidence in the companies to actually talk to people who are not like me. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, for sure.
Any other questions so far? My background interesting though? Yes, sir.
Did you have any funding rounds?
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So we currently, me and my business partner put about $25,000 of our own money into the company. But I would like to meet Mr. Jerry right here. Jerry. So Jerry actually not followed, he didn't actually physically follow, but he's been following me. Say what? Yeah, he's in lose me, yeah. So he's been following me since the ICAP program. On that dreadful day we lost in the competition. You know, I'll never forget about it. But we got third place. Tommy Baker, the first two people tied for first. He gave me $1,000. Whatever. I'm still here. They're not here anymore. So not mad about it. But that's when I met Jerry. Jerry's an angel investor in the Charleston community. And we kind of talked about the possibility of making that happen. Obviously, we were way too young at that time in terms of the company and possibly age as well. But so from there, you know, we tried to work on the money and figure it out from there. Come this past year, I think July, me and Jerry kind of started a conversation again about where we were and if there's a possibility, and from there. So now we're seeking money, we're seeking funding beyond the numbers that we originally thought, which is really cool. And now that we have the data from some of the customers, as well as I guess the projections that we have as well, to actually back it up, now we're like set in stone to be able to actually ask for money. That's a good point. Like, when do you ask for money? Do you ask for money just off an idea? It depends. Some people will invest in an idea, but for the most part, probably not. Not just an idea unless you're like in Silicon Valley or something like that. So having the metrics or some data that says that, hey, this is where we are, this is what our market looks like, this is our target market, this is how much we expect to get in the first 3 years, this is what we expect you to get your return on investment. Having stuff like that will definitely set you ahead of probably half the from either from an angel round or from, you know, venture capitalists. Good question. Yes.
Is like the app kind of like exceeding your expectations, like at this point?
I'm sorry, what you said?
Like when you first started the app, like at this point, is it like exceeding your expectations, or is it kind of like?
Yeah. So when they first built it, it exceeded my expectations because I didn't come from a tech background. I just like talking to people, and I'm a musician. So my idea of what it would look like was completely different from what we actually built. And what we built was, I'm glad it does not look like what I thought it was going to look like, because I would not be standing here in front of you right now. So it definitely exceeded my expectations, and continues to do that with the possibilities that we are kind of coming up with. Yes, sir.
Do you think that you'll move out to San Francisco, try to fund your?
Yeah, so I don't have any plans to move to San Francisco. I don't think we really need to. There's other ways of getting, venture capital. There's a big venture capital firm here in the southeast called Venture South. There is, all along the East Coast, there's a bunch of venture capital firms, and down south as well. So we're actually having a conversation with Mark Bell Capital on Friday. He's produced musicals like Rock Pages, like what else? Wedding Singer, lots of other musicals that are on Broadway. Also, 23andMe, which you know, heard of that company. He's like one of the common investors in that. Invested in so many nightclubs and stuff like that in New York, in LA, Miami. He's a Miami guy. So with that being said, he reached out to us and said, hey, we're interested in talking, not necessarily investing, but just talking. And we didn't have to fly to Miami yet. We didn't have to go to San Francisco, things like that. So there's lots you can do just by Googling stuff and contacting people and emailing. Yes?
Where have you made your biggest mistake or what have you done to
Biggest mistake. Biggest mistake. Okay, it's going to be frank with you. So the biggest mistake I think we did is letting one of our business partners be a business partner in the business. This full transparency, this past year, we've been kind of going through an interesting stage with attorneys. So I'm getting well versed in my attorney language now, unfortunately, with a business partner and trying to get them out of the company and things like that. And things kind of got messy for a little bit. So that's probably my biggest mistake, I would say. But on the flip side, I learned how to get past that and learn how to talk to attorneys that I didn't want to talk to, honestly. But yeah, so that's probably the biggest mistake. Now, leads me back to my first point about having heart, right? So like, the idea of heart cannot be taught in school, right? We can teach you all these revenue projections, how to do these financial projections, how to do these different forecasts and stuff like that in school. But for the most part, entrepreneurship cannot be taught. It's only like practiced. So when I say heart, I mean like, I did not realize that what encompassed having business partners in a business that you didn't want in a business. I don't know. To me, it's like, okay, cool, you want to be involved in business? You have business. Never that simple, right? So having the guts and the heart to kind of get through all that and still see the vision of the company, and still be able to say, hey, I still see us over here, right? This is where we're going, this is where we're going. Of course, we're right here right now, but as soon as we get past this real fast, and then we're going to be right here. Having that ability to say that this is where the company will be, this is where the company will become, and having that positive intuition is something that I've really learned in the past year. Nothing that Dr. Wyman or Professor Lee could have done to really teach me that or prepare me for that. It's just being in the weeds, being in the fire every day, doing the grind, doing the hustle is what where that came from. So that's when I say heart, that's what I mean, right? Like do you really want to own a business? Do you really want to pursue this as an idea? Do you really want to make that much of a change in the world, in the community, whatever you do it? Because it's going to take more than just looking at books, reading, articles, listening to Gary Vee every day, because I did it back in college a lot, and wanting to be a Mark Zuckerberg, right? It's the reality of the hustle and grind, figuring things out on your own that you don't want to figure out on your own, that you don't feel like you should have to figure out on your own. Answering the people that are asking you about your business every other day, right? How's JYVE? How's JYVE? Thinking that you're all successful and stuff like that, and having the guts to be like, no, this is where it is. I'm not going to sell you on like, oh, we just raised $1 million. I'll go back and raise $1 million. Like, no, I'm getting my ass kicked, getting my butt kicked, and it sucks, right? But you're in the grind. It's easy, and that's when you realize, like, this is why I'm doing this. I'm not just doing this so I can make money. I'm not doing this because I think I look cool up here standing in front of you and talking to you. I'm doing it because I want to make a difference in musicians' lives, because I am a musician, and this thing sucks when it comes to booking live music. There's not a better way, and I'll be that person to basically make it happen. So that's what I mean by heart. Yes.
What would be your advice in choosing a business partner if you went through the trouble of what would be your advice?
Do your due diligence, I would say. Like, you know within like the first couple of minutes of meeting someone if you're gonna like vibe with them, you know, if you're gonna like really get along with this person. And being able to separate like your emotions for this person compared to the actual reality of being a business partner. That was the hardest thing for me in the past. So I didn't actually do my diligence. I thought it was a cool idea. I didn't have anybody else telling me you shouldn't do it or you should check this person out more. It was just like, oh, this person is interested in me and my idea. Like, yeah, come on, to be a business partner, you know. Being able to just sit back, do due diligence, like talk to this person about what they want personally, because that's one thing we didn't do. This person was chasing money completely, and I did not know that until 2 years later. So doing that, asking what this person wants personally, but also what they see for the business, what is their vision for the business, and those two things align with yours, and it's not a partner. It's a good question. I wish someone told me that when I was sitting here. Yes.
When you found like JYVE at its like worst moments where you thought like when you doubted it and like you didn't think it would work or not, what did you do to persevere?
So yeah, it's a good question, man. So probably back around April, I was going back and forth to Greenville because we were trying to get started up in Greenville. My car broke down. I had to get a new car. That was a huge thing for me. So going back and forth just about every weekend, putting like over 10,000 miles in my car in the span of 2 months. Not being able to make money because I'm taking less gigs. Gigs was my only income right there. Not making too much money from JYVE anymore because I'm in Greenville now, I'm not in Charleston. So that kind of hit me at a low point, you know. And that's when the business partner stuff started happening. And I'm like, okay, cool. All of these aspects of my life are huge right now. What do I do? I don't want to do this. My JYVE is secondary right now. I just want to be happy, right? So I moved back down to Charleston. Kind of took a little break from actually operating the business for a little bit, just so we can get our bearings and figure out what we can do legally to push the situation kind of move forward. But most importantly, I got a job, and that's what helped me restore my financial needs, which helped me in every other aspect of my life, right? So that was a huge weight on me in terms of trying to run a business, to have no money in your bank account. You have a car payment to pay for, you have car insurance to pay for, you have car taxes to pay for. Reality starts to hit you like, this is why businesses fail, right? Because once life starts getting a hold of you, you start 26, you got to pay for health insurance now. It's like, I don't think about all these things. I didn't think about all these things when I was in college Charleston. I thought it'd be a cool idea to kind of start and go from there. So that was at a pretty low point this past summer. And then I started working for Tallow, which is another tech company who sells for them. And that kind of reinvigorated my energy to start a business because they're a startup as well. So I saw from an actual, I guess, mature standpoint, how to get there, right? Like they've raised millions of dollars. I'm talking to the CEO regularly about different things to get to that point. And it's like, wow, this is cool to have this perspective, but also have money in my bank account, right? So that kind of reinvigorated my energy, which helped me invigorate the team. And yeah, that's kept going, kept going. But you go back to like why you started, what's your ambition, what are your goals? Why are we doing this deal, right? Is it for money? Because obviously you have no money, so let's not say it's money, because you're still doing it, but you don't have any money, so that's kind of how it's different for everyone, right? It doesn't have to be you're passionate about the actual product itself or the actual industry. It could be money, it's not a bad thing. It's just when you have the money, what else do you have? Yes, sir.
What's something that felt like failure in the moment that actually turned out to be something good for JYVE?
Good question. Failure in the moment that turned out to be something.
There's not any.
I can give you two I guess examples. One would be when our first conversation with Jerry. We were super stoked about the idea of like, oh wow, someone believes in the product to actually put their own money in it. And then obviously we didn't have a product, so they didn't put their own money in it. So that to me was like, wow, like no one else. I just lost the ICAT competition, so I was like, wow, like what do I do? Like this is not really working out. But in hindsight, it's like that's only two things that happened to you. But like you just came out of the ICAT program. That's one of the best programs that the college of Charleston has to offer. So. And then, kind of circling back around that, I realized that actually pushed us to actually get our stuff together, not that person anymore, get our stuff together, and actually have a viable product that we can actually showcase to somebody. And the second one I would say, is this whole business partner fiasco that we've kind of gone through the last 12 months. It taught me the most about persevering than I've ever had experience in my entire life. And I am surprised at how I guess slow I got basically this past summer, and that JYVE is now coming up on the best shape we've ever been in. And that to me is just like incredible. I never could have seen that coming. Still want to start a business? Has anyone changed their mind? Not changed their mind. Has anyone thought more about why they want to start the business? The people who raise their hands, have they thought more about why? Is it something that's cool or an idea you have, or is it financial freedom, or do you chase it? Why do we want to start businesses? Yes.
The financial freedom and the schedule. Kind of.
Yeah. So what kind of business do you want to start?
Well, it's like I just have a few ideas. I know it's not like a really big business. A lot of people who are like entrepreneurs want to be like a book publisher and just publish their own books.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to pursue my own hobby and like have my own line of books and everything, and be able to, I guess, present myself in a way that people would want to buy the book.
Yeah. You know that you kind of be full-time thing. Okay, cool. So one thing I would say with that is that you don't need to make your own schedule. Especially if you want to be your full-time thing, but the financial freedom can be very lucrative. So that's the luck. Anybody else? Yes.
I want to follow my dreams.
Okay. What's your dreams? If you want me to ask?
I want to run my own company. I don't want anyone like telling me what to do. When I have a vision, I want to follow it. I don't want like someone telling me you can't do this.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's going to be your full-time thing, right? Cool. Keep that, man. That's awesome. Keep the passion. One thing I will bring to your attention though is that there's going to be a board behind you telling you what to do for some of it. Not for most of it, it depends on how the company is structured, but when you get to that point, it's great for the board to tell you. You see the success of how the network is seen. So that's the luck, man. It's awesome. Anybody else? Yes.
I want to help people.
Help people?
Yeah.
Help people do what?
I'm sorry.
Sell guns and drugs?
No. No, like I don't know. I've always wanted to just, like, that's always been my goal. I've just wanted to help people. So I want to start a nonprofit.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, there's plenty of ways to help people, so you're in the perfect country for that. Yes, sir.
I was just curious how you like marketed the app, like when you first like kind of started it and everything.
Yeah, so we didn't. That was one of our downfalls, but also surprised that we got enough traction doing that. We got some write-ups and some articles and stuff like that. And then obviously the tech company's going to help us out as well. But we didn't really focus on marketing until probably this past 6-7 months. I've spent hours upon hours building these workflows and email campaigns, coming up with cool content that these communities will actually look at and respond to. Now we're talking about places to actually put them, like what are these people looking at online, what kind of like forums are they talking on, what kind of magazines are they reading, SEO, how can we better our SEO and get in front of these people. How can Google rank us a lot higher, than some of our competitors, things like that. So now we're actually focusing on marketing, which I'm really excited about because I love talking to people and the messaging, and that's kind of my thing. So,
Have you seen like a really big growth since you started marketing?
yeah, so like during the email campaigns, man, we saw like a 30% open rate, which is like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with open rates with the industry average, it's like 15% right now. So that was really cool. That was just a test, right? So now we're pushing thousands of texts this workflow to see if we get the same return. In the addition of redoing our website and actually focusing on SEO and investing money in Google AdWords and stuff like that. Yeah, all big tests until something really hits, Yes, sir.
Do you do all the marketing yourself, or do you have a person that helps you out with that?
So right now it's myself, but as we're getting more funding and stuff like that, we definitely see help for sure. That's another thing, if you're starting a business, like I didn't expect to do marketing ever, like I never thought I'd be doing that. But it's like, okay, cool, it's up to you. What are you gonna do? Can you develop? Okay, cool, you can't develop. Can you do sales? Don't want to do sales? Cool. Can you do marketing? You gotta do something to help the business get off the ground before someone really, I think, believes in you. You have to have that sweat equity into the business before somebody is just like, yeah, keep my money and go run. Any other questions? Yes.
What if JYVE didn't work?
What if JYVE didn't work? So it still can't work. there's a possibility that it still might not work, you know. But I would continue doing what I'm doing. I would continue working for Tallow until I find out what I'm going to do next. You know, I have thought about grad school eventually. NYU has perfect programs in MBA and tech focus. Or I'm going to move out to California, do some work there, try to get into another startup or something like that. Just keep rolling. Yeah. Hope doesn't fail, but you know, that always seems possible. Yes.
You still play?
I do still play. So I play drums, and I'm playing on Monday at Proof on King Street, 9 to 12. I'm joking up to them. Not. I do not agree with underage drinking. Any other questions? How are you? Give me some feedback from the class. How are you liking the class? What are you getting from it? Yes.
Smarter.
Smarter?
It's like inspiring.
Oh, inspired. Gotcha. Absolutely. So what's the most inspiring thing so far?
Just like I said, the way that Dr. D teaches the class, he makes everybody feel important, like they can succeed.
Yeah.
So,
I would agree.
give a lot of credit for that.
He also taught me how to spell entrepreneur. I didn't realize it was a French word until he told me that.
Casey?
So on behalf of everyone here and the school business, a gift and say thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And please, everybody, give Brandon Brooks a big thank you.
Okay, before we finish off, let's find out 3 things we learned here today. So what's one thing you learned from Mr. Brooks today?
To have heart.
To have a heart. Okay, can you explain what you mean by that?
Just like passionate for what you're doing, color green.
Okay, so you gotta be passionate. Without passion, you're gonna be down the road. So what else have we learned here today?
A whole lot. And you need to focus on a niche for expanding the idea.
Okay, so you gotta focus on a niche. If you don't have a niche, they say you gotta get rich by following the niches. Okay, so follow a niche. And let's find some things we're gonna do here. The competition. Okay, so he came in 3rd in the competition. He got pretty lucky, but he was one of the favorites on the competition. That's very close. I remember that day very well. So before we finish up, what we always like to do is when we have a really nice speaker and everything like that, we like to give them a proper welcome and thank you. Could you all please stand up? Now let's give them a thank you. And we will be sending out applications for Impact Next next Monday. I hope you get nice classes.